of all time. Like, I would take Raju in a fight over John Wick or the Hulk right now. Like, I'd put all my money on Raju to just handle it, because
I started seeing some videos pop up in my YouTube subscription feed about it, and one of them notably said RRR, the biggest blockbuster you have never seen. And that title alone really intrigued me. So based on that, I checked out the movie just kind of on a whim. I didn't even watch any trailer for it or anything, but it sounded really interesting. So I wanted to give it a chance, especially because I'm really into foreign movies and just the difference that there is between American-made films and foreign films. And my goodness, I have been missing out on some fantastic, really interesting, really unique movies by not watching Indian cinema. So RRR is this incredibly huge and massive film that is, I think, currently right now India's biggest blockbuster. And so Netflix got the international rights to stream it, at least in the United States. So I checked it out and thoroughly enjoyed it. It is instantly one of my favorite movies to come out so far this year. I've been telling a number of my friends about it, and I wanted to recommend it here on the channel as well and talk about why I've loved it. So, as I said, I've never watched an Indian movie.
We can't really speak on because we can't relate to it, but I think we can speak on our experience, like in contrast, which is that this movie is about, in a sense, like India's independence. And at the end of it, when they were showing like all the silhouette people that I can only assume were like important
figures,
like, country.
Yep.
I was like, I'm like, what? How cool would that be to be able to like be proud of your country's history? And I know that
I was proud, and I was not even
America's done.
I was like, yeah.
America's done a lot of great things, and I'm not saying that like it's a shit country, like every aspect of it, but there's so much like stink when it comes to American patriotism that it's really just like, I think the idea of making a movie about your country's independence and about like these like, you know, heroic leaders and being able to be like, fuck yeah, is like really cool. Because if I was to watch a movie
and not just make a movie about Thomas Jefferson and you're like, we'll leave out
even Hamilton, like I watched Hamilton and I'm like, these guys fucking like, these guys own slaves.
Yeah.
But
it's true.
Another day, another RRR foreign reviews aggregation video on demand. Going with the responses to the previous videos, I think it's safe to say that we do understand that opinions of Americans matter, not because they're white or they are exotic, but because they are from Hollywood. And Hollywood movies are seen across the world. In terms of geography, they are the most widely seen movies. So if our movies break through, if our stars break through, then they get a chance to be seen from more and more people across the world. Indian film stars are being viewed, their avenues are being opened for an even bigger market. So
watching this one, and it's 3 hours, man.
Yeah, it's 3 hours, but I have to say it's worth it. That's a good find on your part.
Really fun stuff.
RRR. Pitch though.
Pitch for this?
Yeah.
The reason you should see it is it's every single genre there has ever been, and in itself is a new one. So for me, it's impossible for anybody not to enjoy this movie. And if you don't, please seek help.
Brilliant.
Yes, that was actually much better than mine.
Then we get the second R, which is the fire. And we are introduced to probably the most badass dude of all time. Like, I would take Raju in a fight over John Wick or the Hulk right now. Like, I'd put all my money on Raju to just handle it, because the way we are introduced to that character, he's just the most badass guy ever. The mob of like 1,000 people, and he just goes out and fetches one guy and comes back. It's I'm underplaying it because I don't want to ruin it for anyone that hasn't seen it. But I mean, it's like in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and it's one of the most exciting scenes in the whole thing. We get the third R, the water, where we're introduced to Beam. Woo! He freaking tricks a wolf and a tiger into colliding in midair. And then we capture the tiger for we don't know why, but we will find out, won't we, my friends who have watched this movie? We will find out.